Good morning, everyone. Treasure Troller here from the mask-wearing militant state of Michigan, where we have Gretchen Whitmer as a governor. And if you don't believe me, just ask Kelly Stafford. So it's a rather, I guess, somber day today. And the only thing that I haven't caught the news today. I haven't seen anything in the news today. But what I saw was a lot of people trying to put the blame on someone. Well, mostly Trump. So I thought, well, we would just sort of play the blame game today. So who can we blame for this? Well, I guess first we can blame Democrats. I mean, for 8 years during Obama, people that didn't support Obama were racist, bigoted, sexist, homophobes. And they pretty much, what drove them into the silent voters or whatever was because of that. And then, of course, we were Bible-thumping, pearl-clutching, afraid of the Democrats and what they would do. And then, of course, we became deplorables. And then we were Trump tards and knuckle draggers. And we were drinking the Kool-Aid and living in an echo chamber. So you lost friendships with people that didn't see things the way you did. There was people that said if you were a supporter of Trump, they would have to unfriend you. They could no longer be your friend. You know, marginalizing people, minimizing them, basically shaming them, isolating them, disassociating with them. Do you think any of that is what happened yesterday? If you're to blame? How about if we talk about the media? Probably 99 stories out of 100 were anti-Trump, continuing to echo how he was going to be impeached, and how everything that he did was wrong, nothing he did was right. Verbiage was a big deal with them. Do you think 4 years of their onslaught had anything to do with yesterday? How about the far left-wing groups who thought the only way to get the point across was burning down cities, marching, breaking windows, looting businesses, assaulting people that weren't wearing the official black army uniform? Are they to blame? How about, let's just take the Democrat congressman. How with Black Lives Matter and how they treated them, and Antifa they were a group that we needed to listen to. We needed to hear what they had to say. They handled them with kid gloves. Maybe an occasional arrest. No assaults. None. Absolutely none. Let's take, shall we say, the government employees. If you watch Project Veritas, half of them spent the time working. The other half of the time they spent on the taxpayers' dollar was working for the Democratic Socialist Party. Slowing things down, creating log jams, frustrating people, not getting things through quick enough. Do you think that added to the frustration? Everybody waiting for their $600 check, or in my case, $1.75, waiting for that and slowing that down as much as they could. The government in general, are they to blame? How about Republicans, with maybe the exception of Jim Jordan, who fought Trump tooth and nail on just about everything? offered him very little support, if any, at times. Lindsey Graham, maybe till the water got a little warm, and then he bailed. How about the Republicans? Are they to blame? How about some of the other government employees like Comey and Weiner and Sessions and Huber and Barr, who have done nothing but remained with maybe Comey and Mueller, former director, who haven't quite remained silent, but certainly were a bucket full of disinformation to throw on a pile of bullshit of Russiagate, never really telling you the full truth, just dragging that out. How about impeaching Trump and nothing come of that? Do you think any of this weighed on the MAGA people or the Trump supporters? How about law enforcement, who did absolutely nothing to these other left groups? Why would anybody going to Washington right now, why would they feel as though their lives would be in danger from law enforcement? They've not lifted a finger for 4 years, and now all of a sudden it's time to crack down on people, arrests, people dying, people getting shot. How about their lack of enforcement for the last 4 years? Is law enforcement to blame? How about the shall we say the pro-MAGA groups, unaffiliated, unofficial groups, I don't know what you want to call them, that decided, hey, going to Washington to protest the steal the vote or to show your disapproval to your congressman, are they to blame? I mean, they're the ones that put the idea into people's head about going to Washington. This isn't like that movie, the hell, I can't think of what it was called, Close Encounters or something, where everyone gets the idea to go to that damn mountain in Utah or something. It's not like somebody woke up and said, honey, get in the car, we're going to D.C. How about them? Probably promoting this thing and getting people to help pay for it and sponsors and putting a little bit of money in their pocket and getting these people to go to D.C. to basically, for one person anyways, encourage them to go to their death. And how about the people that showed up in Washington to protest? Who the hell didn't think something could happen? That you were going to be totally safe there? If there was one place not to be yesterday, it was Washington, D.C. Nothing good was going to come out of going to Washington, D.C. Nothing. Nothing was going to be accomplished. Now let's talk about Trump. So the people that went there, I mean, I don't understand why you thought going to D.C. would be a good thing and that your safety or your life wouldn't be in danger. I thought it was going to be you could be able to tell you could be able to tell Antifa and MAGA apart. I was wrong, but hey, a better idea was, hey, why don't we dress up a bunch of Antifa like Trump supporters and go raise holy hell, and then they'll get blamed for it. Now that's my personal opinion. I don't know if there's a whole lot of evidence on that, but I kind of think that if there's a way to create a lot of damage and there's a really high likelihood that you're not going to get caught and an even higher likelihood that you're going to get away with it, chances are someone's going to be there doing that kind of shit. Now let's talk about Donald. So is Antifa to blame? Are those are the protesters, the MAGA protesters themselves to blame? Now how about Trump? I mean, either he's a lone wolf and doesn't listen to anybody. I can't believe with all these Ivy League educated people that are working in the White House, none of them said, this probably isn't a good idea. This probably really isn't a good idea. We should tell people not to show up. Why didn't Trump say, hey, I understand how you feel. I feel the same way. But the best thing we can do right now or the next few days is to call your congressmen. Call your senators. Call your House of Representative members, whatever. Call the senators that aren't even in your state. But stay the hell home. Nothing. I think that there could be some bad stuff going on. Let's stay the hell home. So is Trump to blame? So here's what's come out of this big mess. First of all, there was probably Donald Trump and MAGA were the only two people that, or the only two groups or individual and group that saw things the same way. So now all these senators and representatives got there on the House floor last night, and what they did was they completely tore you down into nothing but a domestic terrorist group. Nobody at this point in time wants anything to do with you, and they've pretty much gotten rid of Donald Trump. So now we're all on the land of misfit toys. So, what do you do now? Well, the first thing you do is you don't give any Republicans a damn dime. Stop giving money to them. Don't give them a penny. And wait for 6 months, 8 months, until you find a few that are actually not only talking about the MAGA agenda or the Trump agenda and wanting to put some of those in place and actually working towards that, and then you can. But give these people about 6 months to figure out that Republicans, their coffers are bone dry, and there's millions of voters out there that are disenfranchised and want nothing to do with them, and are looking forward to the day that they can primary your ass. So, the other thing that's come out of this is this, I think, has kind of ruined it for the riots or the protests, Black Lives Matter, Antifa. Because if this is what's going to happen from now on, where protesters are going to be shot and numbers of them are going to be arrested, there's no way you're going to be able to go into a city from now on and not expect the same treatment. Because if you do get preferential treatment, well, then there's probably going to be another problem. So Antifa and Black Lives Matter, the other far left groups, you had your day. And of course, the other thing was 4 people lost their lives, which is tragic. That never should have happened. But then again, not a whole lot of good was going to come out of that protest yesterday. So if anybody wants to blame one person, I think there's enough blame to go around for everyone. So if one person just wants to blame Trump or the rhinos or Antifa and their false flag operation, whatever, I think they're just not thinking straight. I think it took a whole lot of people to form this perfect storm that landed in D.C. and 4 people had to lose their lives over nothing. Over absolutely nothing. Stay the hell home and call your congressmen and senators. Don't be a moron. With that, this is Treasure Troller saying aloha and good day.